Cedar Rapids /ˈsiːdər unregistered trademark ʻræpɨdz is the second largest city in Iowa and is the county seat of Linn County. The city lies on both banks of the Cedar River, 20 miles north of Iowa City and 100 miles east of Des Moines, the state's capital and largest city. Until massive flooding in 2008, the city's government was headquartered in the Veterans Memorial Building, near the Linn County Courthouse and jail on Mays Island in the Cedar River. Cedar Rapids was one of a few cities in the world, along with Paris, France, with governmental offices on a municipal island. A flourishing center for arts and culture in eastern Iowa, the city is home to the Cedar Rapids Museum of Art, the National Czech and Slovak Museum and Library, the Paramount Theatre, Theatre Cedar Rapids, the African American Historical Museum and Cultural Center of Iowa, and the Iowa Cultural Corridor Alliance. Cedar Rapids is an economic hub of the state, located in the core of the Interstate 380 Cedar Rapids Iowa City Technology Corridor of Linn, Benton, Jones, Johnson, and Washington counties. As of the 2010 United States Census, the city population was 126,326. The estimated population of the three-county metropolitan statistical area, which includes the nearby cities of Marion and Hiawatha, was 255,452 in 2008. Cedar Rapids has been residence to famous figures for the United States, including American Gothic painter Grant Wood, journalist and historian William L. Shirer, writer and photographer Carl Van Vechten, and aerodynamics pioneer Dr. Alexander Lippisch. In the 1990s and 2000s, Hollywood would feature several Cedar Rapidians including actors Bobby Driscoll, Ashton Kutcher, Elijah Wood, and Ron Livingston. The area has also produced a number of professional athletes such as Ryan Sweeney, Trent Green, Zach Johnson, and Kurt Warner, as well as Mark Walter, co-owner and chairman of baseball's Los Angeles Dodgers. The city is also the setting for a musical, The Pajama Game, and the comedy film Cedar Rapids. Cedar Rapids is nicknamed the City of Five Seasons, for the fifth season, which is time to enjoy the other four. The symbol of the Five Seasons is the Tree of Five Seasons sculpture in downtown along the North River bank. The name Five Seasons, and representations of the sculpture appear throughout the city in many forms. History. The location of present-day Cedar Rapids was in the territory of the Fox and Sac tribes. The first permanent settler, Osgood Shepherd, arrived in 1838. When Cedar Rapids was first established in 1838, William Stone named the town Columbus. In 1841 it was resurveyed and renamed by N.B. Brown and his associates. They named the town Cedar Rapids for the rapids in the Cedar River at the site, and the river itself was named for the large number of red cedar trees that grew along its banks. Cedar Rapids was incorporated on January 15, 1849. Cedar Rapids annexed the community of Kingston in 1870. The economic growth of Cedar Rapids increased in 1871 upon the founding of the Sinclair Meatpacking Company. In 1960, the Census Bureau reported Cedar Rapids' population as 98.6% white and 1.2% black. Flood of 2008. During the Iowa flood of 2008, the Cedar River reached a record high of 31.12 feet on June 13, 2008. The previous record was 20 feet, surpassing the 500-year floodplain. 1,126 city blocks were flooded, or more than 10 square miles. 561 city blocks were severely damaged, on both banks of the Cedar River. This is 14% of the city's total area. There were a total of 7,749 flooded properties that had to be evacuated, 5,900 were homes, and 310 were city facilities including the City Hall, Central Fire Station, Main Public Library, Ground Transportation Center, Public Works Building, and Animal Control Building. It is estimated 1,300 or more properties are to be demolished in the Cedar Rapids area because of the flood. Geography. The city is divided into four quadrants, used in addressing. First Avenue divides the north and south sides of the city, and the Cedar River divides east and west. Mays Island, in the middle of the river, is the only area of the city where addresses have no quadrant. Areas outside of the city limit that use the Cedar Rapids city name on their mailing address also do not use the quadrants. Except in the downtown area, First Avenue and the Cedar River tend to run diagonally instead of along the cardinal directions. Due to the curving of First Avenue, there are some areas in western Cedar Rapids where NW addresses are actually south of SW addresses. Cedar Rapids is divided into 14 zip codes. Mays Island and the downtown area are covered by 52,401. The northeast quadrant is covered by 52,402 and 52,411. The southeast quadrant is covered by 52,403. The southwest quadrant is covered by 52,404. The northwest quadrant is covered by 52,405. Post office boxes are covered by zip codes 52,406, 52,407, 52,408, 52,409, and 52,410. Several other zip codes are for specific business. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 72.07 square miles, of which 70.8 square miles is land and 1.27 square miles is water. Neighborhoods. Czech Village is located along 16th Avenue SW, which is south of the Cedar River. It is home to such Czech-related businesses as the Czech Cottage, Sakura Bakery, Al's Blue Toad, and ๊siːdər and Barbie's Antiques. The National Czech and Slovak Museum and Library is one of the major tourist attractions in Cedar Rapids, and the nearby Bohemian National Cemetery may also be of interest to visitors. The National Czech and Slovak Museum's main building was located directly on the river and was badly damaged by the 2008 floods. As of late 2010, the Board of Directors of the National Czech and Slovak Museum and Library is pursuing a plan to move and then elevate its flood-damaged museum building. There is a temporary location open in Czech Village that people may visit as the main site is in the process of recovery. The Cedar Rapids Czech Heritage Foundation is one of many local organizations working to promote and preserve Czech heritage in Cedar Rapids. They support and sponsor many programs and events throughout the year. One of these programs is the Miss Czech-Slovak Iowa pageant. Two Miss Czech-Slovak U.S. queens can claim this community as home, Lisa Volsky and Stasia Krivenk. Olga Drahozl is the famed band leader of the Czech Plus Polka Band, a performing group that frequents the Kosek bandstand. She, along with Bessie Dugner and Leona Poduakar, taught Czech school at Wilson Middle School. In 2003, the African American Historical Museum and Cultural Center of Iowa opened its doors. Cedar Rapids is also home to the historic 26-acre Bruce-Moore Estate, on which sits a 21-room mansion, and the Masonic Library and Museum. There are 12 active neighborhood associations in Cedar Rapids. The neighborhoods nearest downtown include Wellington Heights and Oak Hill Jackson in the southeast quadrant and Mound View in the northeast quadrant. Also farther north in the northeast quadrant is the Kenwood Park, which was independent until it was incorporated into the Cedar Rapids city limits and Knowledge Park neighborhood. The boundaries of Kenwood are 32nd Street to Oakland Road to Old Marion Road to C Avenue to 40th Street, then 1st Avenue between 40th Street and 32nd Street. In addition to the neighborhood associations in Cedar Rapids, there are many informal, unofficial neighborhoods, such as Bowman Woods, Vernon Heights, Stony Point, New Bohemia and Wilderness Estates. In 2009, Cedar Rapids was rated one of the top 10 cities to grow up in the United States, partly due to a low crime rate and a good public school system. Demographics. The Cedar Rapids Metropolitan Statistical Area consists of Linn, Benton, and Jones counties. The MSA had a 2000 census population of 237,230, with an estimated 2008 population of 255,452. Linn County was the only county in the MSA before the MSA was redefined after the 2000 census. As a growing job center, Cedar Rapids pulls commuters from nearby Marion and Hiawatha. Other towns that have become bedroom communities include Ely, Swisher, Sherryville, Palo, Atkins, Fairfax, Wolford, Robbins and Bertram. Based on the 2010 American Community Survey one-year estimates, the median income for a household in the city was $51,186, and the median income for a family was $63,265. Males had a median income of $40,413 versus $26,402 for females. The per capita income for the city is $26,370. About 6.3% of families and 11.7% of the population were below the poverty line, including 15.5% of those under the age of 18 and 4.3% of those 65 or older. 2010 Census. As of the census of 2010, there were 126,326 people, 53,236 households, and 30,931 families residing in the city. The population density was 1,784.3 people per square mile. There were 57,217 housing units at an average density of 808.2 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 87.98% white, 5.58% African American, 0.31% Native American, 2.21% Asian, 0.12% Pacific Islander, 0.93% from other races, and 2.87% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 3.31% of the population. There were 53,236 households, of which 28.9% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 42.8% were married couples living together, 11.0% had a female householder with no husband present, and 41.9% were non-families. 32.5% of all households were made up of individuals, and 10.3% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.31 and the average family size was 2.95. Age spread, 23.5% under the age of 18, 11.2% from 18 to 24, 27.4% from 25 to 44, 24.8% from 45 to 64 and 13.1% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 35.3 years. For every 100 females there were 96.6 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 94.4 males. 2000 Census. In the 2000 census, Cedar Rapids was 91.9% non-Hispanic white, with well over half of the population claiming a specific ethnic European ancestry, such as Germans, Irish, English, Czechs, Norwegians, and French from either France or Canada. The city also has a growing minority population. For example, in the 3-year period from 2006 to 2008, the U.S. Census Bureau estimated that 4.9% of the Cedar Rapids population identified as African Americans, up from 3.7% in the 2000 census. Muslim heritage. Cedar Rapids has played an important role in Muslim culture in the United States. The National Muslim Cemetery on 12 acres of land donated by Hajj Yahya William Aouzi in 1948 is said to be the first exclusively Muslim cemetery in North America. Graves in the cemetery face Mecca. The Mother Mosque of America, dedicated on June 16, 1934, is the longest-standing mosque in North America. In 1972, another mosque was built and the original mosque was sold and fell into disrepair before being purchased in 1990 by the Islamic Council of Iowa and renovated. It is on the National Register of Historic Places. The Iowa flood of 2008 extensively damaged the basement, destroying many historic documents. Muslim presence in the area dates to 1895 when the first immigrants arrived from the Bekaa Valley in today's Lebanon and Syria. Islamic Services of America was established in Cedar Rapids in 1975 and provides halal certification and supervision throughout the world. Economy. Cedar Rapids is one of the largest cities in the world for corn processing. The grain processing industry is Cedar Rapids' most important sector, directly providing 4,000 jobs that pay on average $85,000, and also providing 8,000 indirectly. Fortune 500 company Rockwell Collins is based in Cedar Rapids, and Oregon has its United States headquarters there. A large Quaker Oats mill, one of the four that merged in 1901 to form Quaker Oats, dominates the north side of downtown. Other large companies that have facilities in Cedar Rapids include Archer Daniels Midland, Cargill, General Mills, Toyota Financial Services and Nordstrom. Newspaper Archive, based in Cedar Rapids, is the largest newspaper archive in North America with a repository of more than 150 million pages assembled over 250 years. It was taken offline for 2 days by the 2008 flood. The city is also home to one of the largest law firms in Iowa, Shuttleworth and Ingersoll. Top employers, according to Cedar Rapids' 2011 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, the top employers in the area are arts and culture. Cedar Rapids is home to Orchestra Iowa, the Paramount Theatre, Theatre Cedar Rapids, and Bruce Moore, a National Trust historic site, among others. Cedar Rapids is also home to the Cedar Rapids Museum of Art, the Cedar Rapids Ceramic Center, Legion Arts CSPS Hall, the National Czech and Slovak Museum and Library, the African American Historical Museum, Kirkwood Community College's Iowa Hall Gallery, and the legendary Grant Wood Studio at 5 Turner Alley. These Cedar Rapids venues have recently hosted world-class and award-nominated exhibitions, including the works of Andy Warhol, Grant Wood, and the Iowa Biennial, among others. The Cedar Rapids Museum of Art houses the largest collection of Grant Wood paintings in the world. The 1920s Paramount Theatre is home to the Orchestra Iowa and the Cedar Rapids Area Theatre Organ Society. Concerts and events such as high school graduations, sporting events, exhibitions, and political rallies are held in the U.S. Cellular Center, formerly known as the Five Seasons Center. Many art centers in Cedar Rapids sustained severe damage during the June 2008 flood. Among those severely damaged are the Paramount Theatre, Theatre Cedar Rapids, the National Czech and Slovak Museum, and the African American Historical Museum. 2 Wurlitzer organs were damaged, located at the Paramount Theatre and Theatre Cedar Rapids. The Cedar Rapids Museum of Art suffered minor damage. It is expected to cost $25 million to repair the Paramount Theatre Cedar Rapids reopened in February 2010. Sports: Cedar Rapids is home of the minor league baseball team Cedar Rapids Colonels, a member of the Midwest League since 1962. The Colonels are a Class A affiliate of the Minnesota Twins. The ice hockey team Cedar Rapids Rough Riders are a member of the USHL and were once Clark Cup champions. Cedar Rapids Titans are a professional football team that plays in the Indoor Football League. There is also a junior hockey league, the Cedar Rapids Hockey Association, with many Mite High School teams. Sports facilities include Veterans Memorial Stadium for baseball, Kingston Stadium for football and track, the Cedar Rapids Ice Arena for hockey, Hawkeye Downs Speedway, a half-mile paved racetrack featuring weekly racing and national and regional touring series as well as a motocross arena, and the U.S. Cellular Center for basketball. This arena also hosts the Iowa High School Volleyball Championships, home of the Cedar Rapids Rollgirls and many concerts. Cedar Rapids is also home to the high competitive Metro athletic teams, representing Jefferson, Washington, Kennedy, Linn, Xavier, and Prairie High Schools. Cedar Rapids is also the birthplace of NASCAR Nationwide's 2008 Råbasters Rookie of the Year Landon Cassill. Parks and Recreation: Cedar Rapids has over 3,360 acres of city-owned property for undeveloped green space and recreational use. There are 74 formally named parks or recreational facilities. These include baseball and softball fields, all-weather basketball courts, 2 frisbee golf courses, sand volleyball courts, the Tuma Soccer Complex, a BMX dirt track, 2 off-leash dog exercise areas, the Old McDonald's Farm, 10 splash pads, and many parks that have pavilions, picnicking areas and restroom facilities. The various trail systems in Cedar Rapids have a total of 24 miles for walking, running or bicycling. The YMCA has had a local chapter since 1868. It has many facilities including Camp Wapsie. government. From April 6, 1908, to December 31, 2005, Cedar Rapids used the City Commission form of government. It was one of the few larger American cities remaining to operate under this model. Under this form of government, the council was made up of a public safety commissioner, a streets commissioner, a finance commissioner, a parks commissioner, and a mayor. The council members worked on a full-time basis, served 2-year terms, and were considered department heads. Don Caney, the longest-serving mayor in city history, served for 22 years under this system. The last mayor of Cedar Rapids under this form of government was Paul Pate. In 2005, the Cedar Rapids Area Chamber of Commerce spearheaded a movement to change from the commission form of government. A panel was appointed by Mayor Pate and the City Council to study the issue, and recommended that voters be presented with 3 options: stay with the current commission form of government, adopt a strong mayor form, where the council would be part-time, the mayor would be full-time, and a city manager would run the day-to-day affairs of the city. Adopt a weak mayor form of government. In this form the mayor and council would both work on a part-time basis. A full-time city manager would run the day-to-day operations of the city. On June 14, 2005, voters went to the polls to decide whether to adopt a new form of government or continue with the commission form. 28,818 of the 83,514 registered voters cast ballots on the issue. 68.80% of the voters decided to adopt a new form of government. Elections were held on November 8, 2005 and 30 candidates ran. Kay Halloran, a retired attorney and state legislator, became the first mayor elected under the new system. Several members of the city council were elected outright. However, the remaining races were close enough to require a runoff election, which took place in December. Cedar Rapids now has an Iowa Home Rule charter which establishes a weak mayor system with a part-time city council and mayor both on 4-year terms. Education. Cedar Rapids is home to 2 4-year colleges, Coe College and Mount Mercy University. The University of Iowa also has an evening MBA facility there. Kirkwood Community College is the area's only 2-year college, while Kaplan University and Upper Iowa University also have campuses there. Cornell College in Mount Vernon and the University of Iowa's main campus in Iowa City are both within 30 miles of Cedar Rapids. The Cedar Rapids Community School District is the largest school district in the metropolitan area with an enrollment of 17,263 in the 2006-2007 school year. The district contains 24 elementary schools, 6 middle schools, and 4 high schools: Jefferson, Washington, Kennedy, and Metro High School. 2 neighboring school districts draw students from within the Cedar Rapids city limits. The Linn Community School District serves part of the northeast quadrant of the city and has 7 elementary schools inside the city limits. The College Community School District serves part of the southwest quadrant of Cedar Rapids as well as neighboring rural portions of Linn, Benton and Johnson counties. Located in a central campus off Interstate 380 are College Community's 4 elementary schools, Prairie Creek Intermediate, Prairie Point Middle School and 9th Grade Academy, and Prairie High School. The Cedar Rapids Metro Catholic Education System, which is affiliated with the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Dubuque, consists of 6 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and 1 high school. The Cedar Rapids Catholic Education System and Cedar Rapids Community School District are synonymous with each other in the Cedar Rapids public and parochial school system. The city hosts several private schools, including Cedar Valley Christian School, Trinity Lutheran School, and Isaac Newton Christian Academy. Media. Radio. Cedar Rapids radio market, which consists of Linn County, is ranked 211th by Arbitron with 172,000 listeners aged 12 and older. Clear Channel Communications owns 4 stations in the Cedar Rapids area, including WMT 600 AM, a news talk station that has broadcast since 1922. Clear Channel also owns KKSY-FM 96.5, a modern country music station. KMJM 1360 AM, a classic country station. and KOSY-FM 95.7 fathoms, a simulcast of WMT. Town Square Media owns 4 radio stations in Cedar Rapids, which were formerly owned by Cumulus Media, KDAT 104.5 fathoms, KHAK 98.1 fathoms, and KRNA 94.1 fathoms. Town Square also operates KRQN 107.1 under a lease management agreement. KRQN broadcasts a format. 3 other stations in Cedar Rapids are independently owned, KZIA 102.9 fathoms, KGYM 1600 AM, and KMRY 1450 AM/93.1 fathoms. Several stations from Davenport, Waterloo, and Iowa City also figure into ratings in Cedar Rapids. These stations include Waterloo-licensed Contemporary Christian Life 101.9, KNWS-FM. KFMW 107.9 fathoms, known as Rock 108, with an active rock format. And KOKZ 105.7 fathoms, which is a classic hits format. Clear Channel own KKRQ 100.7 fathoms, with a classic rock format, is the Iowa City station that is typically highly rated in Cedar Rapids. The only non-commercial station licensed to Cedar Rapids is KCCK-FM 88.3 fathoms, a jazz station licensed to Kirkwood Community College. KXGM-FM 89.1 is a non-commercial contemporary Christian music station licensed to neighboring Hiawatha. NPR stations from Cedar Falls 90.9 fathoms, and Iowa City reach Cedar Rapids. Television. The Cedar Rapids Waterloo Iowa City Dubuque media market consists of 21 eastern Iowa counties: Allamakee, Benton, Black Hawk, Bramer, Buchanan, Butler, Cedar, Chickasaw, Clayton, Delaware, Dubuque, Fayette, Grundy, Iowa, Johnson, Jones, Keokuk, Linn, Tama, Washington, and Winneshiek. It is ranked 88th by Nielsen Media Research for the 2008-2009 television season with 346,330 television households. Cedar Rapids is home to 4 network-affiliated stations: KGAN Channel 2, KCRG Channel 9, KFXA Channel 28, and KPXR-TV Channel 48. NBC affiliate KWWL Channel 7 is based in Waterloo but maintains a newsroom inside the Alliant Energy Tower in downtown Cedar Rapids. Other stations in the market are KWKB Channel 20, licensed to Iowa City; KWWF Channel 22, licensed to Waterloo; and KFXB-TV Channel 40, licensed to Dubuque. Public television is provided by Iowa Public Television, which has 2 stations in the area, KAIN Channel 12 in Iowa City and KRIN Channel 32 in Waterloo. Mediacom and local company IMON Communications provide cable television service to Cedar Rapids. Print. The Gazette is the primary daily newspaper for Cedar Rapids. The Cedar Rapids Gazette won a Pulitzer Prize in 1936, under editor Vern Marshall, and primarily due to his efforts and articles, for its campaign against corruption and misgovernment in the state of Iowa. Film. Cedar Rapids is an American comedy film about a naive insurance agent Ed Helms who is sent to represent his company at a regional conference in big town Cedar Rapids. Although the film is set in Cedar Rapids, it was actually mostly shot in Ann Arbor, Michigan, although exterior shots were done in Cedar Rapids. Infrastructure. Transportation. Cedar Rapids is served by the Eastern Iowa Airport, a regional airport that connects with other regional and international airports. Cedar Rapids Transit and private bus lines also connect at the airport. Interstate 380, part of the Avenue of the Saints, runs north-south through Cedar Rapids. U.S. Highways 30, 151, and 218 and Iowa Highway 13 and Iowa Highway 100 also serve the city. Cedar Rapids is served by 4 major railroads. They are the Union Pacific, the Cedar Rapids and Iowa City Railway, the Canadian National, and the Iowa Northern Railway Company, IANR. The Iowa Northern Railway has its headquarters in the historic Paramount Theatre building. The Krandic and the Iowa Interstate Railroad also are headquartered in Cedar Rapids. The Iowa Interstate reaches the city via the Krandic tracks, running a daily train from Iowa City, Iowa to Cedar Rapids. Cedar Rapids is linked to other Midwestern cities by the Burlington Trailways bus hub at the Eastern Iowa Airport. The city is also served by Cedar Rapids Transit, consisting of an extensive bus system and taxis. Cedar Rapids Transit operates scheduled bus service throughout the city and to Marion and Hiawatha. A series of enclosed pedestrian skywalks connect several downtown buildings. Healthcare: there are 2 hospitals in Cedar Rapids, St. Luke's and Mercy Medical Center. Notable people: Adrian Arrington, football player; Michael Bodiker, musician; Mike Bodiker, Major League Baseball pitcher; Robert Brugman, football player; Landon Cassill, NASCAR racer; Ray Cheatney, UNLV football player, founder of RawTeams.com; Priyanka Chopra, actress and Miss World 2000; Arthur A. Collins, inventor and founder of Collins Radio Company; Marvin D. Cohn, artist; Paul Conrad, Pulitzer Prize-winning cartoonist; Joshua Coyne, musician; Jim Cummins, NBC News correspondent, 1963 graduate of Regis High School; Jeff Darrow, comic book artist; Michael Doughty, classical composer; Walter Donald Douglas, co-founder of Pennick and Ford Starch Company, died on RMS Titanic. Tim DeBoom, Ironman triathlon champion; Don DeFore, actor and president of National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences; Bobby Driscoll, child actor, Treasure Island; Peter Pan, Cal Eldred, baseball player; John Ely, member of Iowa General Assembly, instrumental in abolishing capital punishment in Iowa; Michael Emerson, actor, grew up in Toledo, Iowa; Paul Engel, poet; Terry Farrell, actress; Kent Ferguson, Olympic diver, 1991 world champion; Ben Ford, baseball player; Salvatore Giunta, U.S. Army, first living recipient of Medal of Honor since Vietnam War; Ed Gorman, writer; Trent Green, NFL quarterback; George Green, Iowa Supreme Court Justice; Beulah Gundling. Synchronized swimmer, aquatic artist, choreographer and author; John Hench, Disney animator and Imagineer; Bookby Hickenlooper, Lieutenant Governor, 29th Governor of Iowa, 4-term U.S. Senator; David Hilker, musician; Fred Jackson, NFL player for Buffalo Bills; Zach Johnson, professional golfer, 2007 Masters champion; Larry N. Jordan, publisher, journalist, and author, launched weekly Cedar Rapids Press American as a 15-year-old student; Danielle Carl, figure skater; Aaron Campman, football player, 2-time All-Pro; Bruce Kim, baseball player, coach, and manager; Ashton Kutcher, actor, star of films and TV's 2.5 Men; Alexander Lippisch, aerodynamics pioneer and aircraft designer; Ron Livingston, actor, Office Space, Band of Brothers, grew up in Marion, Iowa; Vern Marshall, Pulitzer Prize-winning editor of the Cedar Rapids Gazette, head of the No Foreign War Committee, http, www.pulitzer.org. 1936, a Marshall forms No Foreign War Committee, Lewiston Evening Journal, December 17, 1940, page 9, Conger Metcalf, artist, John O. Minor, U.S. Navy Rear Admiral; Dow Mossman, author; George Nissen, 3-time national AAU champion, 1935 Euro 37, developer of modern trampoline; Wieso Bermula, baseball player; Bob Parsons, founder of Parsons Technology and GoDaddy. Arthur D. Pennington, known as Art's Superman Pennington, was a Negro League baseball star; Lance Rosebaum, USL soccer player; Rochester Rhinos former Mills player, DC United; Ann Royer, painter, sculptor; William L. Shirer, journalist and author; Riley Smith, actor; Jon Stewart, CEO of Quaker Oats; Denise Stapley, winner of CBS show Survivor, Philippines; Ryan Sweeney, baseball player, Chicago Cubs; Paul Tibbets, pilot of B-29 Enola Gay that dropped atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Japan. Lived in Cedar Rapids until 1927, Carl Van Vechten, novelist and photographer; Mark Walter, CEO of Guggenheim Partners, co-owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers; Dedrick Ward, football player; Kurt Warner, pro football quarterback, played in 3 Super Bowls, won Super Bowl XXXIV as Super Bowl MVP, Brooks Wheelan, stand-up comedian, featured player on Saturday Night Live, Elijah Wood, actor, best known for the Lord of the Rings film trilogy, Grant Wood, famous painter, Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur aviation pioneers, resided in Cedar Rapids in their youth. Leslie Van Houten, convicted killer and member of Charles Manson's family, was born in Cedar Rapids in 1949, see also. National Register of Historic Places listings in Linn County, Iowa, footnotes. External links, City of Cedar Rapids official website, city data statistical data about Cedar Rapids, Iowa, History of Linn County, Iowa by Luther A. Brewer and Bartholomeus Elwick. The Pioneer Publishing Company. This searchable and PDF downloadable book was scanned into the public domain by Google Books. The History of Linn County, Iowa, not authored. Western Historical Company, 1878. Copyright expired. This searchable and PDF downloadable book was scanned into the public domain by Google Books. A History of African Americans in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.